Oh, hello, I didn't see you there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to Studio Live today. And we are looking at collaboration in GarageBand iOS. And we're doing something that I've never done before. This is next level in terms of biting off more than I can chew. And what we are actually doing is bringing in about 30 different backing vocals to do a big, momentous gang vocal for the final chorus of my Songtember song called Work in Progress. Is it going to work? We don't know. I don't know. You don't know. But we're going to give it a red hot go. We're going to have a crack at this in just a few minutes. Now, before we start on this, I wanted to put this right up there on Front Street. The reason that I haven't done this sort of thing before is that I don't want anyone to be feel uncomfortable, feel offended if their track isn't used. If your vocal isn't used, we've got so many submissions here that I'm simply not going to be able to probably use all of them. Or if your vocal's not mixed high enough and you can't hear yourself sing, then I apologize. But the whole idea of a gang vocal is that bringing all of this stuff together is hopefully going to sound epic and give us just this wonderful, warm community vibe of like a choir all singing together. So that is what we're going to dive into in just a moment. But before we do, can we please say that every single person who's submitted is super brave and is definitely, done their thing to actually throw themselves out there and get out of their comfort zone in a lot of cases. So I will be playing some of those tracks and we'll be listening to them, but I won't play a whole lot of them just on their own. We'll bring them all together and we'll mix them in groups. That way that, we're not just sort of highlighting and putting people out there. Because what I want to do is bring these in together and sort of move them around the stereo spectrum, mix them the different volume levels so we can kind of hear other things here. So let's jump in and take a look. Hello to the folks who are here live. Hello to Peter, to Mark, to Thomas, to Joe, to Tom, to Thomas Christ, to anyone who is here. And if you're watching on the replay, thank you for being here as well, because this is something that I've just never ever tried before, and I don't know, I'm a bit nervous. Can you tell I'm a bit nervous? All right, here is our track, and I did forget my mouse again, so I'm going to be using the trackpad, which I don't particularly love using here in GarageBand. What we have here is we have the backing track for the Work in Progress. This is the thing that I sent out to everybody here. If you're just catching up, I sent everyone this. It sounds like this. Because we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. Yes, we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. With what we know, we all have time, the room to grow. Yes, we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. So this was all of the tracks except for the backing vocals, because the backing vocals, these gang vocals, are the ones that were doing this. In the first four, what we did and what I asked you folks to do was to do 4 versions of this. We're all just a work in progress. And then 4 versions of a little bit of this business. We're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. So what we did is in the last video, well, 2 videos ago, in fact, we brought in these ones here from our friend Jade Star and from our friend Thomas Christ. So what I'm going to do is instead, we're going to build this up from here, yeah? So I'm going to, I'll probably remove mine as we go on. But again, just for the comfort of people, because I'm comfortable with my vocals, and I know Jade and Thomas will be comfortable because they put themselves out there publicly, but not everyone does. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with this and we're going to build it out like a nice, beautiful texture. We're going to build this out and change some things and pan them around and take a bit of a listen and a look. So with Thomas and Jade, let's just find a way to get this happening to start with. We're all just a work in progress. So that's very cool. What we want to do is, so Thomas has got his gang harmony down here. And again, because I know Thomas and Jade are going to be comfy with this, I'm going to just solo theirs in here. So this one is... just a work in progress. So that's a low one there for Thomas. So what we're going to do, how we actually keep track of this is going to be tricky. So I'm going to put this on the left. And each time I do one of these, I'm going to rename the track. And we'll call this Thomas Christ, just so that I know whose is who here. Thomas Christ, and I'm going to call it low and then L. just so that I know where I've put these and why. So I've put one low one down there. We'll then grab this one, which I think is Thomas's other one that he did here, which is a higher one.
We're all just a work in progress.
Yes, so I'm going to put this on the right side. So again, this is going to take a while here, folks, but I think it'll be worthwhile. I think if you hang around, you're going to see how we can build this on up. So this one is going to be high and on the right, and enter on that one. So we're now going to bring this one over to the right side, this one to the left side, and we've got Thomas doing this business here as our first layer.
We're all just a work in progress.
And we are going to have to start, as we continue on, we're going to have to start turning down the older ones because it's going to get very loud very fast. Next up, Jade Star. Now, I think I'm going to leave Jade Star front and center because it's Jade Star after all. So we'll add Jade into the mix.
All just a work in progress.
So we're going to rename this one, rename the track.
All just a work in progress.
And we're going to call this one Jade Star. And it's in the center.
Work in progress.
Just so that I know that last letter there is going to tell me where they all are.
Just a work in progress.
All right, cool. Let's move on to some more in here. What we're going to do is we'll go down here and we're going to grab... See, this one I can't even remember who it was. But I know we've got Kim Harden Hudson here, and we've got Papa Tom here as well. So I'm just going to move around, just so that they're in no particular order. I'm going to throw different ones in here. So let's grab Kim Harden Hudson and bring her into the mix here. Now, as I do each one, I'll turn them up a bit just so that we can distinguish them from the original vocals here. So deep breath, Kim, it'll be fine. And we'll bring Kim into the mix here.
We're all just a work in progress.
Great stuff, yeah?
We're all just a work in progress.
So we're going to build this up. Now, to start with, what I think we'll do is we'll put Kim... So where did we put Thomas's higher vocal? We put his high vocal on the right. So Kim's is a bit higher, so we're going to put her on the left. See what we're doing here? We're just creating a bit of a smorgasbord of different sounds here. So we're going to go... This is Kim HH. And we're going to put her on... What did I say? The left. This is just going to make things easier for me as we go on. So when we bring her track over here to the left and we start blending this in with what else we've got here.
We're all just a work in progress.
Can you hear? Like if you're listening in stereo, you can just sort of start hearing.
We're all just a work in progress.
And because we've got the 3 stereos, so I'll probably just do LCR mixing, which means we'll have some in the left, some on the right, some in the middle, rather than try to space them out. And then as we go, if we need to create more of a texture, then we can actually do that. All right, let's move to our next one. Let's bring Papa Tom into the mix here. I think Papa Tom's a bit of a lower vocal, as we'll come in here and take a listen.
We're all just a work in progress.
No, Papa Tom's up the high register too. So again, we'll go high, but this time we'll put him on the right. Or maybe we put him in the center. Let's leave him in the center so we can have a bit of a range all over the place. So this is Papa Tom. Papa Tom. And we're going to go center. And let's go to our next one. I don't remember who this is. If this is you, let us know, because some of them were labelled and some weren't, and some I've actually forgotten who they are because I had to get all these in pretty quickly. So let's try.
We're all just a work in progress.
Oh, we got some embellishments.
We're all just a work in progress.
Okay.
We're all just a work in progress.
So we'll see if this works in with the final mix here. So what I'm going to do, we'll rename this and we'll put, because the thing is a lot of these have these gaps, and the gaps there with the backing vocals were kind of intentional, but we'll see. So we'll say long notes, work in progress, and we'll put this in the center. So we'll leave it in the center for now, and we'll come back to that one as we go on. Here's our friend Gabrielle, a.k.a. Aramasea, who's recorded a couple. So some people put multiple ones in here, so we'll take a listen to these. So here is Amarasea's first vocal in here.
All just a work in progress.
Awesome! We got some bass. Yeah, bass. Go on, throw bass in the chat if you're into some bass. All right, so we'll rename this one here from Gabriel as, this is a low one. So this is Gabriel, and we'll put here super low. And where do we want to put this one? We'll balance these later, but I think because it's so nice and bassy, we'll leave that one in the center. We don't want everything to be stretched out to the sides. So we'll leave his bassy one in the center. And then what have we got with this next one here? Let's take a listen.
We're all just a work in progress.
There you go. Nice. So we'll bring the work in progress. And we're starting to hear what's going to be awesome here is some of the different pronunciations. So I say progress and many folks say progress. So yeah, so this is Gabriel High and we'll put him on the right, shall we? Just to move things around, to start getting a bit more of a stereo pan going on here. So we'll come back to here and take a listen.
We're all just a work in progress.
How is that sounding? Pretty good so far, yeah? All coming together. So we'll come back up to the top here. I'm leaving myself out of here. I'm not going to put myself in these gang vocals, I don't think, because I don't know. I think everyone else is going to do such a good job. We'll come in here and we'll take a listen to Ashley HM, who's also contributed some vocals here. Let's take a listen to this one.
We're all just a work in progress.
Oh, I like that. That one's just got a little bit of a little mysterious tone there. I think that one needs to go on a side. So that one's, what have we got? We got some high stuff on the right. Let's put this on the left, I think. So we'll put Ashley HM on the left. Rename this one Ashley, just so I know all of the different ones. Ashley HM, and this is going on the left. And I know that I could just check the panning, but this will just give me a quick visual. In fact, in hindsight, I should have started with the letter so that I could get a really quick visual of that. Kim says, I couldn't help but match Pete's pronunciation. I was in choir as a child. Or is it pronunciation? Sounds like Queen. Oh, I know. I've already done a quick rough mix of this. I just wanted to show you this in real time so everyone could hear themselves in here. But yeah, it's pretty gosh darn awesome. So once you get everything built up, it's amazing. All right, let's grab our next one, which is this one here. This is from Chris. Oh, this is Chris from the Old Goat Wildfire Band. So we'll take a listen to Chris.
Just a work in progress.
Oh, I like that one.
Just a work in progress.
All right, cool. Nicely done here from Chris. I'm going to come here and rename, and just so I remember which Chris this is, I'm just going to put Old Goat. Old Goat Chris. And let's stick this one on the left, shall we? Just for fun. We'll come and change these. But you can hear that we're already getting there, right?
All just a work in progress.
Yeah, nice. I'm not convinced. I'm really sorry, and I don't even remember who did this one. I'm not convinced that the one going through, it might work when we bring everything back in, but I'm just going to have to turn it down for now because it's kind of going through the middle section there. So maybe we can do some editing of that a little bit later. So this is our friend Ian, I believe, that did this next one. So let's take a listen to this. We'll come back here. Oh, hit play.
We're all just a work in progress.
See, you give a bunch of musicians a file and you say, sing exactly this. And we got so many cool harmony ideas. I don't care at all. I'm not mad and I'm not disappointed. I actually love it because it's creating such a cool, just amazing, just nice, warm mix of vocals. So I'm pretty sure this was Ian. Oop. Oh, my Mac said, turn on carrot browsing. No, I must have bumped a key. I don't know what that was. Anyway, sorry, you didn't need to see that. So Ian, and where will we stick Ian? We'll put him on the right. We'll just kind of just sort of interleave a lot of these ones here just so that we're going to have different kind of sounds. So Ian's in the mix now, and over here on the right, let's take a listen.
We're all just a work in progress.
Yeah, as Peter's saying, that the left is louder than the right. Exactly. And that's why I'm doing this step by step, because I'll build up now. I'll start listening to what frequencies are on what side, and we'll start adding some more to the right. Like potentially Dan Ekberg as well, because he did a vocal here, and his sounds a little something like this.
We're all just a work in progress.
There's Dan. We'll stick Dan, and because Dan, you can see here that some have larger audio wave files than others, so some will have to turn up and some will have to turn down a little bit as we go. So let's rename this one. This is Mr. Dan Ekberg, and we'll put him on the right. Dan E on the right. And could I have done this all in my own time and not made you do this? Yeah, but I think you'll appreciate once we actually get this all together how cool it's going to sound.
We're all just a work in progress.
Yeah, a little bit higher on down there.
We're all just just a work in progress.
Let's keep going. Laurie Jude is a wonderful member of the community and has been around the place for a very long time. So we're going to grab Laurie here. And we haven't had much down the centre lately. So Laurie, we're probably going to put you in the centre to start with. And this is what Laurie's vocals sound like. Let's come down here and hear more of the full versions here, just so that we get a little bit more variation here.
We're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out.
We're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. We're all just a work in progress.
How cool. How cool. All right. Next up is the one, the only, the incomparable Auntie G, who's going to bring us a little bit of Nashville twang to our backing vocals here. So this is Gertrude, of course. Auntie G is her artist name. And where were we? We did a bunch of rights. We'll put Auntie G on the left, shall we? We'll see if this is going to work out. So Auntie G's vocal is going to sound a little something. We'll do the second two here.
All just a
Work in progress.
Right?
We're all just a work in
progress. We're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. We're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out.
I love it so much. All right, who's next? Now we have Phelan, who is up next. And what have they done here that we can bring on in? We'll leave him in the centre for the time being.
All just a work in
Progress. Nobody's got it figured out.
We're all just a work in progress.
All right, so it looks like we've got that bit filled in there. So maybe we have to bring Phelan in just from the end here.
All just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. We're all just a work in progress.
Yeah, so, and look, hey, I gave you 2 days to do this, folks, so I'm not being critical in the slightest, but just to match everything else, we're just going to have to bring Phelan in from down here, in the We're All Just a Work in Progress, the second half.
We're all just a work in.
All right, we'll just have to bring it in from that Just a Work in Progress. There we go, and so this is Phelan, we'll leave in the centre. F-A-E-L-E-N, centre. I think that's how I spell your artist name. Apologies. I'm going to get stuff wrong here. And I haven't kept a great track of who's actually contributed. So what I'm going to have to do is just trust you folks and for you to tell me who you are. Because in the notes of all of this, I'm going to put whatever artist name you want me to use. So when we get to the final mix thing, I'll put out a call and I'll say, if you did submit a vocal, please comment on that video with, not on this one, but on that one, with your artist name that you would like me to use in the credits, because I want to make sure that I get, because some people, their emails are different names to what their actual name is, and that's a different name to their artist name. I want it to be whatever you want. Can you see why I've had a bit of hard work to do the last few days? Let's grab this one. This is Maffy from Maffy's Garden. Let's take a listen.
We're all just a work in progress.
I love it. We got some Australian going.
We're all just a work in progress.
So where do we need Matt? Let's listen.
We're all just a work in progress.
There we go. We do have one that's doing kind of like that's got some sound in between there, which is not the worst thing in the world. I think it might be, I know I've turned down the long notes one. We'll find it later. Once we bring it back into the mix, it'll probably be fine anyway. I think it might be Chris here from our old goat. This one here.
All just a work in progress.
Oh, that one's just a little bit off
All just a work in progress.
Some of them are like,
All just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out.
I like it. Where were we up to? So Maffy. Where are we going to put Maffy? We'll put him on the left. Doing this in a very random way. Oh, I didn't change Night Train's name. So Maffy and left. And Night Train, we left in the middle, didn't we? So we'll change this track, rename it to Night Train. Now, what should I be doing before I get any further on here? What's one thing that I haven't done for a while that I should do? Let me know in the chat if you know what it is, because I'm taking a very big risk here, given the stability of the system sometimes, and that is, of course, this. Save it. Could have lost all of that work if I hadn't saved it. So save it, that'll upload it to the cloud, come back into it, and we'll continue on. Who do we have next? Now, Rosie gave me 6 tracks. So we're going to have to listen to these. We'll put 2 of them in here, Rosie. So we'll find the 2 that kind of fill the gaps, because you said you love doing harmonies and you wanted to do a whole bunch of different harmonies. So let's just showcase each one of these as we go through here.
Oh, just a work in progress.
Well, I kind of like that one. I don't think we have anything kind of like that. Let's just try the next one, and we'll choose one or a couple of these to put in here.
Oh, just a work in progress.
Oh, I like that one too. I like all of them. This is going to be hard, isn't it? Because I'm going to like them all. Let's try the next one here from Rosie.
Oh, just a work in progress.
We definitely need that one, because we need some of the higher ones. This one's only doing half, so I'm just going to leave that one out just for timing here. Sorry, Rosie. But we'll try this one here.
Oh, just a work in progress.
So that's sort of a more monotonal one, but that's okay. And what about our last one here?
Oh, just a work in progress.
I kind of like that one, and is it this one?
Oh, just a work in progress.
Yeah, I think they're the 2 we're going to go with. So sorry, I know that was a quick thing here, Rosie, but we need to be quick. So we're going to remove those and bring these 2 that I've decided to use, just because I think they provide the largest variety of textures from what we've already had. So we're going to come here, we're going to rename, and we're going to call this. Is this fun? I debated whether I should just do this by myself, but I kind of thought that the people have gone to the effort of sending me their vocals, and the least I should do is actually do this live on the show so that people can see what we do here and how I'm sort of making some of these decisions. And as you can see, it's all a little bit rough and ready, but I think you'll find that when it all comes together, it's going to be epic, right? It's going to be amazing. All right, so we're going to put this one on the right, this one on the left, and we'll bring them down into the mix. We'll make them a little bit louder first, and then we'll just sort of melt them back into the mix like this.
Oh, just a work in progress.
Down into here.
We're all just a work in progress.
Cool.
We're all just a work in progress.
Still going nicely, isn't it? Still coming along nice. Steve Coxon is next. Let's see what Steve has going on here. And if you're listening on stereo, let me know. What's the balance like? Do we need more on the left, more on the right? Do we need some high and lows? What does it feel like to you? I've been a little bit random so far, but I think it's going to be cool.
All just a work in progress.
So Steve's got a higher vocal here.
We're all just a work in progress.
I think we need him on the left. I'm hearing him on the left.
We're all just a work in progress. We're all just a work in progress.
And we're going to put him on the left. Did I call him?
We're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. We're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it.
So cool. I'm so impressed by this. Best idea ever. I'm so glad we did it. Even though it's taken a long time, I'm glad that we do it. It's going to make it very different here. Now, this one's unlabeled, so I don't actually know whose it is. Let's take a listen.
We're all just a work in progress. Progress. Because we're all just a work in progress. Nobody but we're all just.
So that's different. I don't know who this is. Thank you for submitting. I mean, it's doing something different. We'll throw it in here for now. I'm going to have to rename it as another variation one, and we'll see if it works in here. And because again, once we bring it back into the mix, we'll soon find out whether these ones that do something a bit different are going to work. So we'll put it down there in the mix for now and take a listen.
We're all just a work in progress. We're all just a work in progress.
Is that Jade? Is that you? I like it then. I don't know. I'm going. I've been listening to so many different sounds. I'm losing it. I'm losing it. So yeah, let's continue on here. Who's this one? Adam Burse of Adam Burse Music. Absolutely. Let's see what Adam's added in here.
All just a work in progress.
Excellent.
We're all just a work in progress. We're all just a work in progress.
All right, so I think Adam here may need to go onto the right side. There ain't no side like the right side. Adam Burse, put him on the right. Put him on the right. Could use more highs, in my opinion, says John Frank Songs. Yeah. So that's where we'll find the balance, because we've put these all at about the same volume. Because bass is by nature going to be higher, some of the higher notes will sort of bring up a little bit just to hear the difference there. Let's come back over here.
All just a work in progress. We're all just a work in progress.
Nice. Oh, did I just move something? I'm probably going to do that a few times. Yeah, I did. Got to be really careful not to move things. And it wouldn't be a fun time without. Hang on, I've got to do this. Doctor's orders. There is Rosie. So we use two of yours, Rosie. So you're at work. Hopefully you can listen in later. Yeah, check it out, because we used two of your vocals in here. Let's take a listen to the good doctor and see what he's added in here.
We're all just a work in progress.
Oh, I like that, Doctor. And see, the thing is, the reason I'm not doing any processing on these is different people have put different processing on there, and that's cool too. It's all working out. It's all coming together. So we'll rename this one as The Good Doctor, Dr. Z. We'll put that down the middle as well. All right. Well, don't move that, Pete. Now, there was one here where someone sort of was practicing their note beforehand, which is totally cool. We'll just do that. Is that, was that actually you, Jade? Now I'm confused. And who have we got down here? Another unlabeled one. Let's find this.
We're all just a work in progress.
Oh, that's Joe and Barry Glenn. Yes, they came in at the very last minute, and they're like, I think we're too late. I'm like, no, we'll fit you in, Joe and Barry Glenn. Joe and Barry, and because they're doing a harmonised one together, we'll put them in the middle as well. So we might need to find where we can put all of this. All right, so let's just listen through to this. This is going to be a little bit epic. All right, you ready? Are you ready for this? I'll put me in there, but we're just going to listen to all the way through with just these sounds. Now you listen as well and let me know where are things missing? Do I need to bring some up, bring some down? It's going to be a hard thing to mix all these perfectly, and I'll have to use a bit of trial and error, but let's just take a listen.
We're all just a work in progress. We're all just a work in progress.
Yes, he was. He messengered me, Jade. Thank you for the reminder.
A work in progress.
All right, we had a small lapse in transmission there, but we are back. So we just wait for the connection. It usually happens around about this time, around about 10 o'clock. The NBN just sort of starts. I think this is when people that go to work actually start doing work. So between 9 and 10, they're just sitting around by the water cooler, not doing anything, and then it gets to this time of day and it goes there. Joe, we were harmonising. Well, you were singing together. I don't know if it was a harmony, Joe, or not, but you were singing together. So yeah, Gary Hubbs did send me a messenger message, so I'm just going to jump over to here because thank you, Jade, for the reminder. I forgot because he wasn't in the email. I forgot about his one, so we're going to jump over to Messenger and let's find Hubs, because it will not be a party without Hubs, would it? And that would have been an absolute tragedy if we didn't get Hubs in here. So we're going to, and Hubs has got a low one here by the looks of it. So we're going to come in here. We're going to copy. Come on, copy the link. Why won't you copy the link? Oh, there we go. Boom. Copy. I know you can't see this because I'm in my Messenger, and there might be mysterious things in there that I can't show. There's not. But there might be. You don't know, man. All right, we're just going to paste in this Google Drive link. And once this is in here, we'll be able to grab hubs. And then you'll get to see, because if you missed the process in the last one, you'll get to see the process here. So what I'm going to do is grab here. So I've gone to this. Here it is, work in progress, hubs low. Should we I know hubs won't care if we listen. Let's just let's take a listen to this one. Where's hubs? Where are hubs? Oh, there was a problem. Okay, well, we're downloading it anyway, so we'll listen to it over here. So hit the download button. It's going to pop on up here, and we're going to download like so. And this will download the file. It'll pop it in our downloads file here. There it is. And because we're already in GarageBand, let's just use the import method this time around. We'll just come over to here. We'll go to our things here. Yes, exactly. Gary, you owe Jade. Give her back her lawnmower, and you owe her one. All right, we're going to browse from the Files app. We're in our downloads. We're going to grab hubs. When you grab hubs, you have to grab him by the beard because, you know, us guys, not much on top. Sorry, Hubs. I nearly forget him, and now I'm insulting him. Now, do we have a track for Hubs? This is going to be interesting. Oh, we do. We've got one more track ready to go. All right. There's Hubs. Has he gone metal? We'll find out. Oh, what did I do there? I went over the top. Oh. All right. Let's bring Hubs into the mix here, shall we? And see what's going down with the guys.
Just a work in progress.
Yeah.
We're all just a work in progress.
We're going to put hubs in the middle. And don't forget, what I'm thinking of doing, rather than going through and putting reverb on every single one of these, I'm kind of thinking of just doing the processing on the stereo file, getting the mix and the balance right here, and then doing the processing on the stereo file. What do you reckon? Because I don't really think we need to... I just don't have the time to go through and individually do it. And I'm probably going to put similar sort of delay and reverb, like just use the master delay reverb that's in the track. So we'll probably go with that. Alrighty, what have we got here? I'm actually loving this. Is the audio and video get out of sync? Possibly when it did that weird thing. So just bear with me a sec, because usually if I do this, if I remove myself and then come back, it fixes some of those things. So we're back. And sometimes that can just fix things. When you have one of those little outages, it has an issue. I know that's cheating. Yeah, just merge the whole thing. That's exactly what I'm going to do, Thomas. I just don't think I've got the time to do that. Exactly, Joe. Keep it simple. I got 5 days to finalize my mix and master this thing and get it released. So yeah, no time for messing around. Okay, so we've got hubs in there now. Here is going to be the moment of truth. Is that we are going to we're going to put this against the original backing track, and let's just see how we've done with this. Obviously we're going to have to tweak some different balances and some settings still, but let's just try this.
Because we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. Yes, we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it. We're all just a work in progress. We all have time, the room to grow. Yes, we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. 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 Nobody's got it figured out.
Woo! Come on now. The Studio Live Today choir. Oh, there you go. Yes, and look, it is I mixed it pretty low there to start with, but we can twist it, we can change it around. Yeah, how good does that sound? I reckon I think that's ideal. Now I've got a couple of concepts. So the original concept there was that we were going to just leave it like that, and that's probably the way I'll go. But yeah, I have another idea. Why don't I show you my idea? I know what I'll do. I'll show you my idea. So the first couple of things we need to do here is I'm going to actually merge this down I'm actually going to export it and bring it into my original project because I think it's going to be easier to play with it and to play with the mix in the original project and then come back to this one. So we'll save out of this and we'll keep this as our quote unquote work in progress of our gang vocal. And we'll come back into it. So we'll just make sure that everything's there. Everything's good. Whoa, what did I do there? I've switched over. I switched over to my to my YouTube screen. Come back. Oh, did I lose the reflector again? Ah, come on, man. We were just getting into the good stuff. All right. We'll unfurl and we'll come back here and we'll reconnect. It's been a fun day. It's been a day of a few little challenges, but yeah, you can't have everything right all the time. So there's that using AirPlay. So if I could actually use it right now, but take a look and listen at what happens when you do it through AirPlay without plugging in the interface. You get that noise, and we'll come in here. So yeah, just make sure this is all.
We're all just a work in progress. We're all just a work in progress.
And yeah, look, there's a whole bunch of different stuff in there, and I could go in there and tighten it up and edit and do things, but I'm just bloody leaving it. I'm just leaving it alone. We're going to export it as a stereo file and then bring it back on over. So to do that, we just come out of this project, we tap and hold on this one, and we hit the share button. Share it. We share it as a song. We want it an uncompressed 44.1 24-bit WAV file. We're going to hit share. I'm telling you, I'm super happy with how this is working. Happy / just the tiniest little bit. We hit open in. Tiniest little bit surprised that it all came together. Let's be honest, things like this can be a train wreck, but it's a testament to you and the community of how cool you guys sound and the fact that it's come together so nicely. And once we mix it in there and we get the right balance, and then we bring it into the final project and add a little bit of reverb and delay to make it sit in with the rest of it, it is literally going to sound like we're all here. Just picture everyone just standing around all singing into the microphone. So we'll bring this one out. Come on. I don't know why I'm being impatient. It's got 30 tracks across like left, center, right to mix down and to merge. So it's taken a while here. And it is. It's meant to be low in the mix anyhow to support the song, not a song stealer. Unless we do make it a song stealer, which I'm going to try something because experimentation, yeah. But you're right. It's probably just going to be sitting in behind, which is what we want. All right. So there it is. There's our work in progress gang vocal, and here's the stereo file here in AudioShare.
We're all just a work in progress. We're all just a work in progress. We're all just a work in progress.
That sounds so good. Yeah. Yes, and it does look like it's not too peaky because we've kept everything pretty low in there. So this should come in nicely and be good to go. I know I might need to use GarageBand. I did think about going over to Maxion for this part, but it was just too easy, and it would have taken me too long to learn how to do all the imports and exports in Mac than it would be here. All right, so we've got that one there. All we need to do now is go back to GarageBand and go back to our original song, this one here. And what we can do is now, man, I'm going to have all these files. I'm going to have to do some serious cleaning up after this. Is come in here and browse our files. Now it's saved in our AudioShare folder. If you haven't got AudioShare, go get AudioShare. It just makes this sort of stuff so much easier. You get to visualize your waveform. Everything's just stored in the one spot, and then you can just bring it back in. Look, you can see I used AudioShare to record the audio for the Song Surfing podcast, and it was all there in AudioShare. I then just grabbed this file, chucked it up to Google Drive, sent the link to John. It was a piece of cake. So we'll bring that one in there, and oh gosh, what did I call it? Now I've got to find it. The only problem that you have with this is there's no way to filter these. So once you bring things in like this, you got to just remember what it was called. So what was it? It was work in progress gang vocal. Is it that one? No. Hang on. I'll just go back to. I'm gonna have to go back to AudioShare and find out what it was called. It is just work in progress gang.wave. All right. Work in progress gang.wave. Oh wait, is it 2 or 1? Might be this one. We'll bring number 1 in first. Now we need to bring this into the slot where it needs to go, which is going to be down here. there. Boom. And then we'll bring it on up so that we put it under our vocals so that we can see where it's at. We'll put it here at the top of our harmony vocals. How about that? So what it should do is it should line up with our gang vocals here. So if we just grab, just to make sure it's all in the right place, we'll grab my gang vocals and all the other gang vocals and we'll bring it in here.
We're all just a work in progress.
Yes.
We're all just a work in progress.
All right. So there it is. Now what we can do, we'll take that off here. Let's just mix it a little bit and give it a little bit of flavor with a little bit of verb and echo, shall we? And we'll do this in the mix as well, but I'll probably give it the same sort of, probably even a bit more than that. Hey? So just a little bit more to bring it into the room space. The reason I use these master effects so much here in GarageBand is it basically creates your room sound and then you bring it into the room like this. Will you change the icons? Is it driving me crazy? They're all the icons. They're all just. I could change that one to the group one. Look here, just for you, Peter. We'll come in here and we'll change this icon to like a group singing kind of vocal because I think we have one like that, don't we? Is it under other? Yeah, there you go. Hey, boom, and then we'll rename it. We'll rename the track. So rename this one to. We'll call it the Work in Progress Choir. There you go. All right. So let's take a listen to this now.
We're all just a work in progress. 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 We're all just a...
All right. There we go. We have it in there. Shall we bring it back in? Yeah, let's bring it back into to the mix and see how it's going to sound. This is exciting. All right. We'll bring it down nice and low and then we'll blend it on in and we'll see what it's going to do.
Because we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. Yes, we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. But what we know, we all have time, the room to grow. Yes, we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. Nobody's got it figured out. Nobody's got it figured out. Nobody's got it figured out.
Does sound much better now that the icon's changed. What do you reckon? Can hear Be Real from Cypress Hill in the background vocals. Yeah, it's weird. I was playing this to my daughter this morning, and she's like, "That sounds just like this friend of ours." And I'm like, "Really?" And then I'm like, "Which one?" And I played through all the different voices. And she's like, "No, none of them individually, but together it changed, and it sounds like different voices." So that's probably what we're going to go for. There's one little idea that I had, and tell me if you think this is crazy. I had an idea where when it gets to this second part, the whole band, like the rest of the track comes down and we just leave the choir at the same level. Like, there's songs that have done this in the past, and as I was listening to that last bit, it sounded so epic that I just had this idea of just the choir, and the last version, it goes down and it fades down to nothing, and then it's just left with the choir. Good idea, bad idea. What do you think? So what I'll do, in fact, is we'll come here. Yes, that's the thing. I love it already too, Kim. Am I overcomplicating things? Am I trying to make things harder for myself when I just don't have time to? Or is this something I should explore? Let me know. Should we take a look at it? What have we got? We've got 15 minutes here left today. So do we do it? Do we try it? Oh, you mean the idea? Okay, try it. Good idea. All right, let's try it. I'm convinced. Let's give it a go. So, if we have enough tracks here to do this in, then do we have enough to add one more track into here? We do, by the looks of it. So what we can do is we're going to exit out of here just to test this, to see if this will work. What we're going to do, we're going to duplicate, because we're at a point now where I'm happy with 14. That's the version that I'll probably go with, but this one is just a trial thing. Now, this could work or it could completely crash GarageBand, but to try this, what we're going to do is we're going to merge every track. So we'll get rid of the tracks we don't need, just because we don't need to let GarageBand do any additional heavy lifting that it doesn't need to do. So any track that's not being used, we'll put in there. We'll turn off the FX here, and we'll take off the... Actually, no, we'll probably need to leave on, just so that it mixes down at the right volume. Yeah, we'll leave that on. Forget that. We'll leave the 5 dB drop on the FX on, so that it doesn't clip on this master bus. And then what we have to do is we have to painstakingly go through, and every single track except for those gang vocals we're going to merge. So we're going to tap here, we're going to tap this, and we're going to tap merge. And we have to go through and select every track. So what I'm doing here, this is going to create one merged track that is all of these. And then I'll just be able to test a little fade out, a little automation fade out on all the instruments and all the other ones, and then have the choir there at its same volume that we've already got in this mix. And it should give us an indication of, is this going to work, or am I making life too difficult for myself? Probably the latter. Worth a shot though, worth a shot. If you don't try things in life, you just never know. So we'll do all that. We have to also include the FX track, because we're merging that in there. And then we hit the merge button. Now, because I'm running the iPad Pro 2020, this may work. If you're using this on a lower powered device, merging this many tracks inside the project can be kind of catastrophic and can result in crashes and corrupted files, which is why I always recommend duplicating and having a backup before you do any major merges like this. And we'll finish it up here. So, merging. Drum roll, please. It's merged it, it's normalized it, don't forget that, so it'll normalize the track there, and there you go. So now what we have is we have our big track here that's going to have everything. Let's just make sure it has everything but the gang vocals in the end here.
Because we're all just a work in progress.
Yes, and let's bring in our gang vocals here.
Nobody's got it figured out. Yes, we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. So what we know, we all have time, the room to grow. Yes, we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out.
So I think from here, the band, this fades out, but the choir stays the same. This is my first idea. Tell me if this is going to work or if you think it's going to be lame. So we'll use our automation here. We'll throw an automation point on here, and we're going to do a slow ramp fade down here. So we'll come to that point there, and then, we've got some weirdness going on there. It's okay. So it fades out anyway, but let's just do a complete straight fade and see if this is going to do anything. I don't know, man. It's just, it's an idea. So wish us luck. Let's listen to the whole thing from the start of this and just see what it sounds like, okay? All right, let's go.
Because we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. Yes, we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. From what we know, we all have time, the room to grow. Yes, we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. Nobody's got it figured out. Nobody's got it figured
Well, what do you reckon? Obviously, we'd have to do some tweaking on the end bit there. So it'd probably mean that I'll need to go back and I don't know. I kind of like it. Let's just listen to that last bit again.
Nobody's got it figured out. We're all just
I think I don't know. And that's the problem. Is it ends what we would have had to do if I wanted to do this concept. It's a good concept, but I think what I would have needed for this concept to work is to have had everyone sing like, "Oh, buddy's got it figured out," like to hold that last note. So yeah, I'd have to fade those vocals. I like it better in theory than in reality. Brad loves it. I love it too, but I just don't think I could make it work with how I've got people to do it. That end is sketchy. Yeah. No. All right, but it's worth a shot though. And look, I actually really dig it. Like when it goes through this section here, and I think someone said end the music sooner. So like, yeah, I think like if you bring the music right down to this, I think that something like this, Brad's like, it sounds awesome when it's chaotic. It's supposed to be chaotic. It's true because it is all just a work in progress. Repeat the second half of the gang vocals with just the keys. I don't know. I think I'm overcomplicating. I think it sounded good the first way. So we may not go with this, but it's always worth a shot. I just want to listen to this with it fading out a bit quicker.
Nobody's got it figured out. Nobody's got it figured out. We're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. We're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. We're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out.
No. I think maybe, there you go. Maybe we could do a different version. We could do like an a cappella version where it's like just all of our voices. That it is definitely better, but yeah. We're going to say no. Survey says no, but again, I like it, and if I'd thought about that to start with, then maybe we'd go with it. But it's a no for me at this point in time. If anyone is absolutely adamant, but yeah, it sounds like the general consensus is no. So we'll leave that there as 15 as just like another idea, because we do have this one that it duplicated before we merged, which is our regular version here that has just the gang vocals in there. So is there anything that we think we need to do with these? Like I said, I've just put a little bit of verb and a little bit of echo on them, so they sound like this.
We're all just a work in progress.
Do we need more verb?
We're all just a work in progress.
No, I think it's about right.
We're all just a work in progress.
I need to separate your solo vocals. So I do have my solo. Yeah, but that's the thing. If I did that, I'd probably have to bring my vocals in so that they stayed in there, Barry. So I think we're just gonna can it for now. I'll sleep on. I'm gonna go for a walk after I've done this. So while I'm out walking about, I'll have a play. But I'm thinking we're gonna go with this. Let's listen to this again from the point where these gang vocals come on in. We can chop off the front because that's not going to be required, because that's just going to be people kind of warming up, and we can just bring that in to make it a bit cleaner. And we will come to the end here, and just once we hit that end bit, we can just cut that off as well after that bit there. All right. Let's play this through, and we'll play it from a little bit further back. Oh, don't do that. Come back. We'll play it from a little bit further back so that we can take a listen from back here, shall we? All right, and yeah, as Jade says, the gang vocals are a support, not a show stealer. And I think you're right. I think they could have, if we'd planned it to do it differently to begin with, and we had maybe like 10 instead of 30 voices at the end there, I think it could be okay. It would sound good with black hole reverb. Everything does. You know, the dirty little truth, Russ, is that I don't have black hole reverb. I know, sacrilege, right? Okay, let's take a listen here. Do we have our EQ setting? Yeah, so we've got our visual EQ on. Our EQ on our track there, which is bringing it down 5 dB, which it needs, which is cool. And we'll come back out here. All right, let's take a listen.
The shame and pain you feel inside, perfectionist is why you hide. Trust in yourself and you will see you're not alone.
Because we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. Yes, we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. From what we know, we all have time, the room to grow. Yes, we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. 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 I think we're in the ballpark. I think we are close to there. Yes, listen to your drummer. Absolutely. But yes. Yeah, exactly. There's no denying it sounds great at the end. Lovely build really makes the song a hug ending. Yeah. Right, exactly. It's like a big hug. And yes. Oh, we had the final freeze. We have finally frozen. I thought it was tempting fate. I'm like, we've done so well. How is it not frozen up for this entire stream? Yeah, but we did get a freeze here at the end. So there you go. We got 57. We got an hour and 57 minutes into using the stream here before we actually had a freeze up. So that's a pretty good effort, I think. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to bother with all the resetting things because it's not worth the time, really, at this point in time. Except I'm going to have to I'm going to have to log in so I can end the stream. But I'll just come in here to YouTube on my phone and make sure that you're still hearing me, even though you're probably not seeing me, and see what it's actually showing. So let's see. So you can actually see my face, and can you see the screen that I'm actually playing here, or is it just not showing for me? We're just going to come in here and I'll see if it's actually going to move around. Let's see. Is it moving side to side or no? I'm just swicking around. No, you can't see that. So it's not showing the screen. That's a shame. That's a bit of a shame. So you can see me, but you can't see the iPad screen going around. All right. But that's all right. That's a bit of a bugger. But what I'll do, because I wanted to go out by playing the whole song, and it would be great if I could actually have the visual of doing that. But it doesn't seem to be working. Doesn't really want to work there. But what I'll do is I'll start playing. I'll jump in on my phone here in a moment so I can actually end the stream, because otherwise I won't be able to get out of the stream. But you'll just have to listen and watch my face grooving along to it, because we're going to play the whole thing here. This is work in progress. This is very close to the final mix, including some delicious, hopefully delicious, gang vocals here at the end. So you take a listen to this. I'll do a bit of troubleshooting behind the scene. We'll come back and say goodbye in around about 4 minutes. Because we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. Yes, we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. Nobody's knowing all they can. Not everything will go to plan. You might be set up, or you might get fed up. Maybe just need a helping hand. Because we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. Yes, we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. We all have doubts and things to know and learn about. Yes, we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. When everything just feels so hard, you need to strive and you'll go far. It's hard to grow up, but if you show up, you'll shine and they'll see what you are. Because we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. Yes, we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. With what we know, we all have time and room to grow. Yes, we're all just a work in progress. perfectionist is why you hide. Trust in yourself and you will see you're not alone. Because we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. Yes, we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. With what we know, we all have time, the room to grow. Yes, we're all just a work in progress. Nobody's got it figured out. 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 Right? The harmonies. Yeah, I think they really bring it there at the end, don't they? I like it. We don't need to hear it again, especially because you can't see it. So thank you. Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you for participating. Hello down there. Hello up there. I know it's a little bit weird here because we had a small crash at the end there. I should just have my phone on standby at all times so that we can actually come in here. And the main reason I needed this is so that I can actually end the stream down there. I didn't actually need myself in here. But I think it's come together really well. As Thomas says here, I think it sounds huge with the big chorus. It's, you know, sometimes you do something and in concept it sounds good and it sounds good in your head, and then you actually try to implement it and it's just a failure. It just doesn't work the way that it sounded in your head. This sounds exactly as it sounded in my head. And it just gives it something different. Like I've always said, your final chorus should be your final like farewell. It's the real crux of the song. And to have that hook from the start that gets in your head, and then hopefully to have people walking away just going, wow, that ending was just epic, unbelievable. Where did all those voices come from? What was I hearing? Because it's just everywhere. It surrounds you. So that's what I'm hoping that we get there. All right. And yes, let's not overlook the fact that the drums are sounding amazing. Exactly. I think I've finally got the mix about right. I had the snare and the bass too quiet, then I had them too loud, and now hopefully they're somewhere in between. So I think we're getting there. That is going to do it for today because we are overtime, in fact. But thank you for hanging around for GB Weekly. Thank you for hanging around for this one. I know it was a few small issues there with everything going on. But yeah, we've got there. And join me again because I'll be, like I say, I'll be taking this mix and heading out and about, listening to it a bunch of times, fine-tuning it. And then tomorrow, guess what? It's final mix time. Yeah, totally. So we're going to have the final mix done by tomorrow. Hopefully, and then we'll be mastering, and then we'll be uploading to DistroKid, and then we'll be releasing and doing the fun things like designing album artwork, and then promoting, and then telling people about it, and getting out there and showing people. So here's the cool thing, that all of you that have participated in this, you are now going to be my army of promotion. Like we're all going to get out there, and you can actually say, hey, I sang on this track. Take a listen to it. And people are going to go, wow, that's epic, amazing. So yeah, thank you again, everyone, for being here. I will catch you on the next show. And please, be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, keep creating, because remember, at the end of the day, we're all just a work in progress. See you, folks.
Nobody's got it figured out.
Have a good
Yes,
one.
we're all
Bye for
just a
now.
work in